And welcome back to the Hudson Valley Business Scene Show here on iHeartRadio. Now in the studio with us, the Angelo Lanuto team at Coldwell Banker Village Green Realty. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Good Frank.
Morning. Tell us, what is the Angelo Lanuto team? I know what Coldwell Banker Village Green Realty is, but tell our listeners.
So the Angelo Lanuto team, it consists of myself, Angelo Lanuto, and my team partner, Allison Morelli, and also Jason Weiner, who's a member on our team. And we created this a couple years ago. We are all associate brokers with Coldwell Banker Village Green Realty. And, you know, our energies just sync so perfectly. And it just happened, you know, organically, and we were so excited. And I mean, I think, Allison, if you agree, I think this is really one of the best decisions we've ever made.
Absolutely. And for our clients, they get 3 for the price of 1.
3 experts for the price of 1.
Yes.
I also see that you have quite a lot of certifications after your names and your titles. Talk a little bit about the Certified Luxury Home Marketing Specialist. Not that I'm in the market right now for a luxury home.
Sure. So what that means is we are certified in marketing and selling luxury properties throughout New York State and also throughout the country. Not everybody gets this certification. You have to be chosen, and then you go through education, and then you get, you know, certified for it. It's not a separate license.
You also have to have a certain number of luxury level sales, and this is a program that is unique to our brokerage, Coldwell Banker. This is not something that you will find in other brokerages, so we're very proud to be part of the program.
Yeah, and I imagine there has to be a distinct difference when you're marketing a home at the luxury level. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, so there is. You know, it's all about your photos, your marketing, who you're marketing it to, the different magazines that you're publishing the ad in, a reverse prospecting that happens, dealing with Wealth Engine. Mm-hmm. We have our own website for global luxury. So there's a website that Coldwell Banker has dedicated to their luxury properties, and that gets showcased throughout the world. Also, there is a Homes and Estates magazine that's a high gloss magazine that we're featured in, that also select properties within the global luxury market can get featured in, and that's sent out to clients and different agencies throughout the world.
Yeah, we definitely expertly market all of our listings, but the luxury level does require a little bit of finesse, especially when we are photographing. We tend to do more video, drone work, things like that, because they really have to be beautifully presented to the market. And Coldwell Banker is a great partner in that.
As much as I'd love to say I'm in the market for a luxury home, let's talk a little bit more about reality.
Frank? Are you
here.
sure you're not in the market?
Absolutely positive. Thank you. But let's talk a little bit about reality for me, or someone like me, or the average person buying a home here in the Hudson Valley. What's the market like? Talk about what the availability is.
Absolutely. So we have some numbers. I'm a numbers gal.
Allison is our numbers gal.
So we ran the numbers for Q3, which just completed, year over year. So these numbers reflect the change since this time last year. So we're actually down on properties sold by almost 19%. New listings are down by almost 6%. List to sell price ratio is up 0.3%. And the average sold price is about 10%. So we are seeing a decline, but I don't want anybody to think that the market is tanking. It is not. We are in a healthy market, is normalizing from the pre-pandemic time.
And I would think it has a lot to do with inventory as well.
Well, that's the thing is when you're looking at those numbers that Allison just read, when it's saying that the listings are down 5%, that means that there's 5% of new listings coming on the market. And that creates a supply and demand issue, which is what was happening even before COVID. So when we were in 2019, we were seeing a year over year where we were increasing from what you were listing your house for to what it was selling for, right? Sure. Then COVID happened and we had this 2-year anomaly that just skyrocketed our market. Now what we're seeing in the area is things are starting to come back to that healthy market that we had here in Dutchess County before COVID. Yeah. So there are still buyers that are very interested in our area, and there still is a lack of homes to sell. That's why you're seeing some of those numbers in a decrease from last year to this year.
Yeah, and I think a healthy market can be subjective too. When someone asks me, hey, should I be buying now? Do you think it's a good time to buy? What's your advice on buying? I always say, buy if you're ready to buy.
That's right.
Because if the rates are low and the prices are high, at some point it's going to reverse.
Exactly.
So it doesn't matter. You're going to pay for it one way or another. You're either going to pay for it in points on your mortgage or you're going to pay for it in the home cost.
That's right. And we get asked all the time by our sellers, is this a good time to sell? There's never a bad time to sell. There are always buyers looking in the market. We have plenty of them right now. So don't let them, don't let that be a factor in deciding whether or not you're going to list. It's always a good time.
Right. Yeah. And also, too, back in the day, it was like, wintertime was going to get slow. And, people don't want to list in the wintertime. No, list in the wintertime. Because believe me, when we tell you, we sell so many properties in that January to March time period, right after the holidays, or even right before the holidays, they're closing in January or February.
Right.
And that's because they're serious buyers. They want to get into that house. And, there's less houses on the market. Also, too, I just want to bring a point that you mentioned, Frank, about rates. So a lot of people have been scared that they're like, oh, God, rates are up. And they're predicting it's going to be over 7%.
Still low. They're still so low.
They are low. And here's the thing. You are not going to be paying that mortgage, that interest rate for the rest of your life. You can always refinance. So, it might be a little bit higher than what you saw last year or the year before, but it's going to go back down. And when it does, you can always refinance your home. So don't be scared by those interest rates.
You bring up so many great points, especially buying during the winter or selling during the winter. I sold my home during the winter, and I thought about it, and everyone kept saying to me, don't do it. You're going to put it on. It's just going to sit there. It's going to just extend the amount of days it's on the market. And I thought about it, and I said, it's going to be all that more attention that's going to be on my house.
That's right.
Because I'm going to be one of fewer homes that are listed. And the agent who's listing my home is going to spend a little bit more attention on my house than as if it's during the summer or right at the height of the market when stuff's starting to come back on in the spring or even in the fall when it's very busy. So I put it on right in December, and it was gone within a matter of days.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Well, and that's one of the things, too. So say you are thinking about listing and you want to list towards the winter. One of the things that you can do now in preparation for it is connect with a local realtor, us, and and we can schedule photos for now. We can schedule the video for now while everything is still in bloom and, changing colors of season so you don't have that dreary snow cap. But some houses show very well when it has a snow covering over the land and that beautiful sunset behind you. So there's different ways that you can really enhance that property and still be able to put it on the market during those winter months.
So we talked about the market, some statistics. Obviously, Coldwell Banker, the name behind Coldwell Banker and what that means to our community. I really don't need to talk about that because I think it speaks for itself. But talking about the Angelo Lanuto team and why the Angelo Lanuto team, you're the president of the local MLS. You are involved in our community. Your team is involved in our community. You support our local not-for-profit organizations, including St. Jude. You've done fundraisers for them. You've also done fundraisers for our local SPCA and more. Talk a little bit about why getting involved in the community.
One of the things that's really important to Allison, Jason, and I is giving back. And we are very grassroots. We love being involved in the community. We love going out to the food festivals and having booths. We sponsor a lot of the local organizations. We'll work with local businesses to help them with their business. If they need a sponsor for an event, we'll join as a sponsor. And I think that that's important. When you talk about signing up with a real estate agency or a real estate team, you really want people who know the local market and who also know the local area. We'll have buyers after they close on a property, they'll still contact us and say, hey, ladies, do you know the best veterinarian I should go to? Or, oh, I just moved into the area. Do you have a health insurance company? Yeah. I'm coming from out of state. We just had clients from California ask us that. And by connecting with our partners within other industries, we're able to say, oh yeah, here you go, here's a whole list, and this is what's going on in Poughkeepsie right now, or this is what's going on in Rhinebeck, etc. And I think that that's important. Also, being involved in our industry, in the real estate industry as a whole, is huge. I'm president of the Columbia Green Northern Dutchess Multiple Listing Service. I'm also past president of the Columbia Green Board of Realtors, chaired many committees at the New York State Association of Realtors, and am involved with the National Association of Realtors. Allison and I are both certified in National Association of Realtors certifications, and these things are important because we're really staying on top of what's going on trending-wise in the market across the country, also locally and statewide, and also knowing about the new rules, because that's very important too. You need to know about the rules. Certain homeowners will say, you know what, I can sell my house on my own. You don't need an agent. But here's the thing. You still have to follow fair housing guidelines. Mm-hmm. You have to follow certain disclosures you have to fill out for lead paint. And if you don't know that as a seller, you can really get yourself in a lot of trouble. That's why it's important to partner up with a team who knows about those rules and regulations and who is professional and can really help.
Our company really has grown and is rooted in the communities that we have offices. It's extremely important to us. And for Angela and Jason and I specifically, we have a connection to animals and children. So we give back. And those are the causes that are very important to us.
Yeah, and just recently we did a couple fundraisers. So for my birthday over the summer, we did a fundraiser for the Ulster County SPCA. We raised over $2,000. We raised over $1,000. We matched it. The team matched it, which brought in over $2,000 to the agency, and then a ton of food and blankets, etc. We are having them come back to our Catskill office in October for a spectacular event that we're doing where we can do an adopt a pet program. We also give back to the Dutchess County SPCA, and we've done almost $1,000 with them last year for a donation, and we're going to continue that for this year. And we did a lot with the St. Jude's. That's very important to us, and it also is important to Coldwell Banker, the company as a whole. And last year we raised over $2,500 as a team. Every sale that we did, we donated a portion of our proceeds from the sale out of our professional fee as a team to St. Jude. And so that was really important to us.
For our listeners who may be just tuning in here to the Hudson Valley Business Scene Show, you're listening to Allison and Angela with the Angela Lanuto team at Coldwell Banker Village Green Realty. We're talking about what makes them unique, what makes them different here in our community, why work with Angela Lanuto team. And I think one of the things that sets you apart is clearly your personalities, but your discovery when you work with clientele, whether they're selling or whether they're buying. Talk a little bit about that discovery process.
Well, Angela and I are both from the hospitality industry. I started right here next door at the Poughkeepsie Grand, and we have grown up and are just acclimated to that industry. So we believe in relationship building, and that's how we deal with our clientele.
Absolutely. When it comes to building a relationship with your client, it is key to understand and to listen to what they're looking for, whether it's a seller who needs to relocate or it's a buyer who is, either needing to get into a bigger home or needing to downsize or relocate themselves. You just really want to listen to them. And one of the things that we tell our client is, our relationship doesn't end after the sale. And I think that that's where we stand apart from a lot of the other agents around here because, we'll get continual referral business back from our past clients. Because one of the quotes that one of our clients just told us is, they said, "You make us feel like we're family." Yeah. And to me, that is the best compliment I could ever receive because that's what we feel all our clients are, as they become our family.
Yeah. And selling your home is not always a happy scenario. Sometimes it is hard. So you have to have an agent that empathizes with that. And I have also a background working with seniors. So I understand kind of the subtle nuances with dealing with downsizing, sometimes reluctantly. So we pride ourselves in that.
The Angela Lanuto team, Angela and Allison, here on the Hudson Valley Business Scene Show. Let's put your contact information out there for our listeners.
Sure. Well, you can visit us online at angelalanuto.com. You can also email us at theteam@angelalanuto.com. And you can give us a call or text us at 845-658-0536.
That's AngeloLanuto.com, AngeloLanuto.com, or you can always find them on our website at the Dutchess County Regional Chamber of Commerce, simply by visiting dcrcoc.org. You can find anything that you've heard here on our show, both of our guests that were on the show today, but also all of the events that were mentioned early on in the show, anything that's happening right here in the Hudson Valley community, dcrcoc.org. I want to thank our listeners for tuning in and thank our guests for joining us here on the Hudson Valley business scene. Have a great day. Bye-bye. Have a great day. Bye-bye. Have a great day.